This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
And welcome back. Did you know that your tongue can say a lot about your health, which is why doctors always ask you to stick out your tongue during a checkup, and different colors mean different things. So to break it down for us, we have Dr. Nicholas Gillette here from Complete Family Medicine to break it down for us. And we want to warn you that some of these pictures that we're going to show, if you're eating breakfast, put your breakfast down, because as gross as these pictures are, these are serious pictures, and for some people they have these conditions with their different colored of tongues. So
it's true, and we really do pay attention to it. It's almost like a thermometer for the body. You know,
right.
We can look at the tongue and see maybe this is going on.
So the first question is, what does a healthy tongue look like?
Well, the first thing we want to notice is that it's pink, you know, not too red, not discolored. The other thing is with moisture on it, we don't want it to be too dry.
All right. Do we have those pictures by any chance? There we go. So this is what a healthy tongue should look like. Now there is something, what does it mean when you have a white colored tongue?
There's a couple of different things that can mean. Everything from an infection, like a fungal infection, you've probably heard of thrush, that's kind of the common term for it, can definitely turn your tongue white. Bacterial overgrowth, certainly immunodeficiency could be a problem too. Interesting.
So when I think of tongue, and when a lot of people think of tongue, the color red comes to mind, but that's actually not a good sign if you have a red tongue.
Yeah, I think people maybe I guess associate the pink as a red, but bright red, like what you see in that picture, may mean something else is going on. B12 deficiency is a good one. Other nutritional deficiencies can cause it as well.
Interesting. Now this is the one that kind of grossed me out, which I didn't realize was real when I read this, was a black, also known as a hairy tongue. And this is what we're seeing on the screen. What is going on with your tongue if this is happening to you?
Well, it looks gross and it sounds gross, but as far as diseases of the tongue, this one really just means that you have poor oral hygiene. You get some bacterial overgrowth, and some of the little papilla on your tongue will start to extend and discolor. So really what this means is you really need to be taking better care of your mouth, your tongue, your teeth.
So with this, like simply brushing your tongue, would that help with it, or do you have to go into, either a doctor or a dentist to get medication to kind of put this under control?
Brushing the tongue is a good thing. Sometimes you may have to go and see your dentist about this. The other thing is they make a tongue scraper, and those are okay as long as you just don't get too rough with them.
Okay. And now let's talk about the yellow tongue. What does that mean?
Yellow tongue, it can mean something serious like liver disease, maybe some gallbladder disease, but most commonly we see this with people that use tobacco. Their tongue gets discolored yellow, and also just poor oral hygiene.
Is this from just inhaling the smoke and everything through the filter, or?
Yeah, you can imagine nicotine stains everything, and the tongue is included with that. The good news is the tongue is a pretty vascular organ, and it heals up pretty quickly. And so if you were to brush this stuff would come off, but it will continue as long as the offending agent continues, like the cigarette smoke or the coffee or whatever is staining it yellow.
Interesting. And finally, we have a swollen tongue. So what does this mean?
This can be serious. When we hear, as doctors, when we hear swollen tongue, immediately we think allergic reaction and get somewhere quick, because the tongue is the first thing. We don't know if your throat is going to close next or what's going to happen. Certainly there are some nutritional deficiencies that can cause a swollen tongue, but the first thing we worry about is that emergency situation where you're having an allergic reaction to something.
And so the first thing that you need to do is obviously get to a physician or an ER doctor as soon as possible, just to make sure nothing else closes your airways or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Interesting. So what we'll do is we'll post all of this on our website at heartlandconnection.com. We'll link Complete Family Medicine's information as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Gillette, for coming on. And we do apologize for anybody that got sick looking at those. But it is a very serious situation that we do need to tackle. And thank you so much once again.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be right back.